Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central.
Celebrating 10 years of award-winning car talk, it's the In Wheel Time car show. Mr. Mars continues his series on banned race cars. Today, the Olds Rocket 88.
What? J2.
We have the upcoming events calendar and today's news headlines, along with some interesting guests. Just ahead on today's In Wheel Time car show, howdy along with Mike out of this world Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more, Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. So glad that you could join us on this Saturday. Thank you very much. And now we go live to wherever she is. Ladies and gentlemen, from Painthouse, it's Jenn Borcherding. Hi.
Hi, guys. Thanks for having me today.
Oh, we love to have you. We love the background that you got going back there. Where are you? Are you at the paint house?
I'm in the office, yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
So Jenn actually runs Paint House.
Yes.
Randy.
Sands.
Randy
Sands.
He just does what she tells him to do. Yeah. Basically, that's what it is.
Smart husband.
They got a team out there, and Jenn is part of that team, clearly. And they turn out some absolutely stunningly beautiful cars. And we would invite you to check them out at painthouse.com. But Jenn...
It's PaintHouseTx.com.
PaintHouseTx.com. Jenn... how have you been? How did the last car show work out for you guys? I'm sure more awards.
Actually, we went to SEMA, and we just took the Ranchero that we had that won 2020. Nobody saw it because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And so we took it out to Las Vegas, and Griots was gracious enough to host us. And so it was a good event. We had a really good time. It was amazing. Like it was like old SEMA when there wasn't as many people. It was really more relaxed. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time.
Yeah, that was Halloween, actually the week of Halloween, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And did you bring the Ranchero back?
We did. We did, but we took a detour. So
you guys always take detours. You're either picking something up or dropping something off.
Yeah, exactly. So where is Randy today? On the road?
Yeah, he is. He went up to Detroit to drop an engine earlier in the week, and then he came back down to hit our upholsterer that's in Tennessee at Stitch by Stitch to see the progress on a 67 Firebird that we're doing. Yeah. And then he ran over to Paul Adkins' shop in Alabama to pick up a Corvette that's coming back to the shop.
But you still have plenty of cars in the shop in various stages of redo.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That doesn't go away. Thank God.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, it's clear that, they are very popular around the United States to have their hands in these redone cars.
Yeah, only if you want to have a SEMA winner. Right. If you want that level of a car, Paint House is definitely a place to go.
What is
that little bitty shop in Cypress, Texas?
What car has been in the shop the longest that is hopefully nearing completion?
It is a Roadrunner. It's a 68 Roadrunner. And we've just had some difficulty because the rear panel has to be 3D manufactured because it doesn't exist any longer. And we are making some modifications to make it look different. So we've tried probably 3 different people to help us out, and we still haven't landed on the right.
Not happy with what they're producing yet.
Yeah. And it's not really them. It's just it's just the way the ball's going to bounce. So we're just trying to get that sorted out now.
Gotcha. And how long has that one been in the shop?
Probably, I'm going to tell you wrong, probably 4 years.
Whoa. Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess I don't want to hold that as an example because that clearly is on the long end. But, when you reach the level of perfection that Paint House does on the cars, that takes time.
Oh, absolutely it does.
And people think, oh, Earl Scheib, $29.95. Take it in on Saturday, come pick it up on Sunday. It's not that way at their place.
Well, Randy, from what I understand, he rubs on that car for days and days and days to get the paint to that level of perfection. Not just the foundation of the body and all of the bodywork being smooth, but once the paint's laid on, he spends hours and hours on the paint.
Yeah.
Well, he's got a little more invested in the paint, I think, than a lot of shops do, because he creates paint. He creates those colors, and it becomes, to me, it would become very personal. You can tell that by the Randy Apple Red 2 or 3.
The 57 Chevy behind you is a Randy Apple Red car.
And so it becomes very personal, and somebody that's a perfectionist like he is, I can just see where it's never good enough for him. I'll bet you.
That's for sure.
Does he have a psychotherapist that he goes to occasionally?
Yeah, Jenn.
Jen is his psychotherapist.
Jen and a little brown water.
Yeah,
I was
that's
going
it.
to say it's mostly the brown water that helps.
But you guys also have support from Griots to help his addiction of paint perfection.
Yes, that's true. And we have the best crew that a person could ask for. Like, our guys are basically mini Randys in the same way that they have that same, they can't just let it go. It has to be perfect for them as well. So it's like a whole building full of those people.
Yeah. So are you guys still living in the in the, I don't even know what you call it, the toy hauler?
We are not. We made some transition, and we're actually talking with ATC right now about a longer one that's 45 feet instead of 40 feet. And so, yeah, it's a really neat one. So you guys will have to see that one on camera soon, maybe.
No, we want to come out and take a personal tour. That's what we want.
Okay, come on.
So is this just to carry bigger cars or to add to the living area?
It was actually, it's to carry bigger cars. These older cars are a lot longer, and the refrigerator was in the way a lot. So we would only have like an inch. If you're carrying the Ranchero, it's 17 and a half inches long. Well, it's 18-inch garage, and then you don't have enough space to carry what you need. So
you nailed it.
I figured the extra length was to carry a car.
Because they were in love with that toy hauler. I know at the beginning, and then they realized that, okay, we need a few more inches. So, another 5 feet, that'll work.
But you guys still have a few other projects out there. I think Randy's been, there's a Corvette that I've been seeing a lot on your social media as well that's been in progress.
We have 3 Corvettes right now. And so he's picking up one from Paul Adkins. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he's an amazing upholsterer out of Alabama. So he just finished the upholstery in one of the Corvettes for us. And then we have 2 other ones that we're working on also.
So do you have a fiberglass specialist there, or is everybody kind of a fiberglass specialist?
Actually, we use Restoration Techniques in Waller. Danny is the fiberglass genius.
And that way all the itchy stuff stays at his place and doesn't go floating around down at your place.
Well, I have to tell you, back in the Richardson Chevrolet days, they actually were the #1 Corvette seller in this area back in the time. And they had a fiberglass shop, and they had 3 guys back there that's all they did. They specialized in fiberglass. And they were busy out the wazoo all the time doing repairs, and it is completely different than working with metal. And and you really need to know what you're doing when you're working with fiberglass, and especially when it comes to round surfaces like fenders, especially
door
fenders,
edges, anything that gets started getting thin, you got to make that transition.
Yeah, because you eventually sand down to the metal, and then the metal slows your sanding down. With fiberglass, you just keep on sanding down.
Just keep cutting.
right through the fiberglass, and I've done that a time or two in some of my attempted repairs.
Danny does a lot of like replacing, like if we need a front clip or something replaced, then he'll do that, and the guys bring it back here, and then they'll body work it to sharpen it and whatever, because Randy always likes those sharp edges.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk for a few minutes about your relationship with Griots. How did that come about, and why?
It was really kind of a crazy event. I met we met one of their reps, and he came and had breakfast with us, and it was just kind of like snowballed. I was having a conversation with him actually yesterday. He's no longer with Griots, but he's one of my best friends now.
How funny.
So, it is. And so Randy just tried their products and fell in love with them, because it wasn't just one product, because we used like his little magic mixes from everywhere before that. And it was finding that one product that worked really well across the board. So it was interior cleaners and like all of it. So it was just a great fit for us. And the family is amazing. Like, we love the Griots family. Richard and Nick and Jason and all those guys over there are amazing. So,
well, plus the quality of the product they produce.
Yes,
It's definitely one of the
and they
higher.
manufacture here in Indiana. So
there's no supply chain issues.
they are actually having bottling issues getting their bottles.
Oh, okay.
And so that's been a little bit like, but it hasn't held up anything. It was just one of those like, we need to figure this out. So,
And if any of our listeners wanted to buy some Griots through you, you usually have a code for people?
yeah, actually, you guys can just put in PHRH. So Painthouse PHRH. And I don't know what the RH stands for. That was one they gave us. So
That Randy told me that stands for Randy's Hot.
oh, that's probably right.
He told me that. I asked him before he left to go up to
Oh my
Detroit.
gosh.
I said, "So what does that mean, Randy?" He says that means Painthouse Randy's Hot.
I think didn't he design a color for Conrad's pedicures?
Yes.
For his what?
For his pedicures when he has his nails done.
Oh yeah,
he's got a Painthouse color.
You kind of cut out a little bit when you said that. It
Yeah.
kind of made it sound.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Thank you. But you're a busy young lady as well, because you also do Girls Behind the Wheel, which
Yes.
is your blog of women's life.
Well, it's been a little bit off the rails, and so, but we're getting back on track. The girls and I started this podcast so that we could just share, because we like cars and guns and all the things that we think a lot of girls like, and so we wanted to share that life with people. So, or with girls and guys. So
And
it's not just-
what is it? Is it on Facebook or what?
It's actually on Apple Podcasts. Like, you can get it, you can live stream it, whatever. Don't listen to the first episodes though, because they were very scripted and they were really bad. And we were working with.
Oh,
an
we're going to go
editor.
listen to
yeah,
them.
that's the
That's the ones that we want to hear.
Absolutely. So,
You're gonna put that in our best of.
so what's the name of it?
It's called Girls Behind the Wheel.
Girls Behind the Wheel.
Yeah.
It's spelled out behind the wheel.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You just had it up a minute ago.
All right. I'm writing it down because I'll forget.
Well, I remember.
that's me too.
Early on that she'd been talking with us about how we were doing what we were doing and equipment and
You guys really helped me a lot. Like, you gave me some really good information, so it was really beneficial.
See, we've
But
done
the
something
problem
good.
was is that I don't know how to edit and do the things that you guys do. So I'm learning. I'm learning to outsource.
good.
That's good. Well, Mars does all of that, and so much to his credit and not mine. I used to edit audio a lot. I still edit audio, but I don't edit video. Not because I don't want to. It's just that I've not gotten into it, nor that I have the time.
Well, but if there's other women out there that are watching our show that have an interest, I think that'd be a podcast worth listening to.
Absolutely.
It's a bunch of car women, and talking about life
I'd like to listen to that, and I shall
in your red pumps.
in my red pumps. We could
With a
compare-
glass of red wine.
So are all the guests women, or
brown water.
Would you get like Don on there for a
Yeah, no,
featured?
the plan is like, we are still in the early stages. So I appreciate the shout out, but we are still in the early stages. But no, it's anybody in our industry. Like, I love our car culture. Like, you guys were talking this morning about the different, the donks, the lowriders, everything that's out there, the tuners. Those are our people.
Yep.
And I don't care what it looks like. I will just tell you an example. In Columbus, we lost a good friend of ours this last year in the industry. I don't know if you guys remember Craig Morrison, but he's Art Morrison's son from, and so
Morrison Chassis.
Yes, Morrison Chassis. And so he passed away. And at Columbus, all of the builders, everybody who's gathered together in Bobby Alloway's trailer under his tent. And we had a toast to our friend because we all loved him.
Oh, cool.
So I will say this industry has something special in it that I can't say that other industries have. We are a community that will be there even if we're competitors, and we're gonna like try to compete against each other with this car this week. Next week we could be at your shop helping you sand. So it does we are those people. So that's what I love about our community, and I feel like you guys, I include you in our community.
Thank you.
So yeah, so that's just it's amazing to just watch what comes out of this place.
Well, it's like we said. I mean, it's the enthusiast, the people that like cars, and we really don't care what kind of car it is. The donks. I mean, there's an appreciation there because they put as much time into that as you do into your hot rod that sits in the driveway.
Exactly.
You know, and like I said when we were at Autorama, you go back and look at the lowriders.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, the mural work that they do on those cars is breathtaking. And then the other thing I think is really cool is the chrome jewelry.
The etchings.
The etching and the engraving in the chrome is really very, very cool.
Yeah.
People don't realize that they etch that with a diamond, and they just that is an art in itself.
Mm-hmm.
People have no idea what goes into that, and the paint jobs,
the hours
they're
and
amazing.
hours. Yeah.
Yes, they probably have millions in those cars, some of them, and I'm like, dude, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, most definitely. Jen, we love talking to you.
I love talking to you guys too.
So,
can I throw out one thing that's coming up?
Sure, please.
Mike told me to come up with some Christmas gifts that you guys could maybe share out. And one of the things that we've been trying to figure out with this Girls Behind the Wheel and Paint House is we're going to do an event. And I don't know if you guys have heard of Rally Ranch. It is it's rally cars, and they do the UTVs and the rally cars, and it's a 140-acre ranch, and it has hiking and biking and picnics and camping and all this kind of stuff. And so we're going to put an event together. And so I'd like to invite your audience members, if they're interested in coming on a rally weekend race with us to Austin, Texas area, to reach out, because we're assembling a crew of people, because I found that as a Christmas gift for one of my people. So
when is the event?
We haven't nailed down a date. I'm trying to find out how much interest there actually is for that, but it's our family, the Painthouse family, and our personal family, and we'd love to include more car family. So,
but if somebody was interested, they could go ahead and contact them for a Christmas gift, like you're talking about.
Yeah, and if they wanted to get, if they didn't want to go with our family, but they want to do that, there's a guy named Rob there that runs the Rally Ranch, and he's amazing, and it's a really fun. I'm excited about the adventure.
I just posted their website up on our Facebook page.
Okay, cool.
That looks pretty cool.
Very nice.
Too.
Yeah. So you guys come with us.
Well, I mean,
you got to be careful what you ask for. I'm sitting here wondering, thinking,
Let's do this.
we could do a Saturday morning show from there.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
We could. All you got to do is just nail down a date so we can pencil it in and see if we don't have any conflicts. I mean, there's always that possibility.
We should do that. Me and Rob are working on some details. So.
I'm going to go pack now.
They have.
All right, let's do this.
Jen, we love you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It was good to see you guys.
Good to see you too. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and y'all take care.
We'll talk to you
as well. Yeah, we'll talk to you at the first of the year.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Jen Borcherding with Paint House.
It's always fun to have on the show.
Yeah, that would be so much fun to go up there.
I know. I don't have a rally anything.
Well, they have a collection.
I rally to get out of bed in the morning.
Looking at their website, they have a collection of Subarus and pickup trucks and UTVs.
Okay.
Well, that would work.
Not UTIs. The side-by-sides.
Oh, the UTIs. I am not quite familiar with. I know the terminology, however. Why are you turning red?
We ain't going there.
Okay, let's not go there. Time now for the events calendar. Although
No,
Conrad
we already did events. You said you wanted to do racing.
We did racing. There's nothing going on in Formula
Yeah,
One.
you weren't
Okay,
here.
Here.
Oh, okay.
Here.
I was in.
Hey, wait just a minute. Let me take care of that.
Yep.
There. It's gone.
Thank you.
So let's do banned race cars. Mr. Mars has a thing on the Oldsmobile Rocket 88.
I actually got this from Conrad. Came up with this idea because I was not aware of it. And it, we've talked about, I think, a couple of times. I know I did a couple of stories in my freelance world about the Rocket 88 and the 98. And what it was, that was Oldsmobile's first foray into performance vehicles. And they had 2 or 3 different versions of it. And this particular version was the J2 package for the Super 88.
Now we're talking about engine packages.
Right.
Yes.
The Oldsmobile, the Rocket 88 was released in the early 50s, and it was the first overhead valve V8 in the industry. You know, Ford did the flathead V8,
Right.
So the Rocket 88 was the first overhead, and then they had advancements in it. And the
To me, that's a good-looking car.
It
and the
is. Very
J2
nice.
is one of them.
It really is. And there was
And it's called a J2?
Well, the J2
The
was the
engine.
performance model of it, the engine of it. It
Well,
was
what's-
Super 88.
That's a Super 88.
That's a Super 88.
Right.
Okay. And was there another 88 other than the Super
Yeah,
88?
Chuck Berry singing at 88, Rocket 88.
Yeah, there was a regular 88.
Chuck
There
Berry
was
sang that.
there was the 98 Regency. There was a 88 Fiesta. Yeah, there was kind of like today where they have basically the same car and a full range.
What
of
was the
features.
deal with 88 and 98? Why those numbers?
Good question. I never got an answer on that. You know,
Well, we're going to talk about the 88, though.
Okay, well, go ahead and talk
The
about it.
88
Sorry.
Oldsmobile actually built the 88 from 1949 to 1999, basically, whenever they pretty well started going out of business. But the J2 package that came out here, we're talking about a 371 cubic inch engine, and it had several different power trains or configurations depending on carburetions and transmissions and things. So the one that really got it going was a 3-deuce setup, a 3x2 configuration. It was very similar to the Pontiac 3-deuces that were set up there. The center carburetor was the one you normally drove around on, but then if you really decided to hammer it or you wanted the extra juice, the power, you would step off into it, and then that's whenever the whole 3-deuce
progressively it would open the
Kick 'em on
outside
in.
floor.
Chrysler did something similar with the Dodge on the 340 TA and two or three others.
Yeah, but Oldsmobile did it back in the 50s. The
Oldsmobile
rest of them
did it back in the
waited until the
50s.
60s.
Yeah, so while they had this 3-deuce setup here on this 371 cubic inch, you had 2 different transmission combinations you could get. One of them was a 3-speed manual, but you could also get a 4-speed hydromatic.
Slush box is what we called it.
Well, true, but that's not in the movie Grease. That's not what they called it. So anyway, so it was the styling of it, and then you put in the performance of it, and it kind of really pushed it off into a leader in that style and in that performance class.
Well, and back in these days, Hudson and Oldsmobile somewhat dominated NASCAR. Very much dominated NASCAR.
Yep, Hudson,
back when
Hornet,
it
all
was truly
kinds of-
stock cars.
Yes.
You went to a dealership and bought a car and went NASCAR racing with it.
Basically, that's exactly what you did. They did a few things. So the J2 package with this overhead valve V8, Rocket V8 engine in it, had 300 horsepower, and with the 4-speed hydromatic transmission. Now, they only built 2,500 of these in the 1957-58 option. That was with an 8.51 compression ratio. They had a few suspension mods and stuff on it because, again, it was a performance deal. So once they kind of got through that, then they kind of bumped up the compression to a 10.1 for 1957, which was another $83 option back then. Big money. So it started winning a lot of races, winning 10 out of 19 in 1950 that it did. But the real kicker was in 1956, Lee Petty put a record-breaking run of 144.928 mile per hour on the sands at Daytona.
Wow. On the sand, doing
On the
150
sand.
miles an hour.
On the sand, yep. Then 3 years later, he came out to win the first Daytona 500 and won the Carrera Panamericana endurance race.
Which is kind of something Tomlin still does.
Yes.
Going down into Mexico and
Yep.
road racing the streets of Mexico.
So all these other transitions, Dodge and Chevy and all these other people were, they were putting out their Hemis. And, it was a big deal back in the 50s and 60s with NASCAR. If you could run and win at NASCAR, like this image here, it's a great-looking engine to me with the 3 deuces sitting up there on top of it, the way it's set up. It was really cool.
But NASCAR said,
and then so NASCAR, again, it did a lot of winning, like a lot of NASCAR and a lot of racing bodies have done. You get a car that's just exceptionally out there in front of everybody else to keep it
balance
competitive.
of power.
Yeah, the balance of power, keep things competitive. They made some changes. Well, in this case, they banned the 3 deuces. The multi-carburation setup was banned. Blowers were banned. Superchargers were outlawed. And the whole idea was to create some parity in the racing to keep it more exciting and more interesting.
No damn fun.
Exactly. And that led to, again, Hemi was left, NASCAR, Chrysler left, Ford left, everybody left. But anyway, so this is another one of them that got banned, not because it was unsafe, not because of issues with it, but just because it
dominated.
Too good.
Right.
By the way, you look really funny sitting down so low.
I'm low riding over here.
Because Conrad's like, head and shoulders above him.
And I'm donking.
Well, I need a phone book or something for my chair. There you go. How's this?
It's the hands below the table that worry me.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Suze, I know that you're here, baby. You're just going to have to be. I know.
Just feed me, Daddy.
No, it's not that. She just wants
Pay
some
attention,
attention, and yeah. So we have to take care of the dog. She's here, by the way. You can't see her, but she's here.
So a couple of things we did while we were talking to Jen is I posted Painthouse's website. I also put up Griots' website and their code for Griots, so you can go on and get some of your Christmas shopping.
You know who else uses Griots, and that's John Gray over at Gulf Coast Auto Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he does.
And he swears by it.
Oh, well, you got to look at the people who are using those are premier level folks dealing with
when
paint
I think of
paint
Griots,
correction.
all I think of are the classic antique cars
In their collection.
Yeah, that are the highest level, and that's Griots, because they usually sponsor those high-end magazines that show those cars. And when I think of Griots, I always think of high class.
It's very attainable products that super high quality. That's why both John and Randy use them.
All right. Well, let's take a little break, and then we'll start the next segment of the show. Is that okay with you guys?
Catch us up.
Sure. I think we should just take a break and then go on.
I'm going to come over there.
Take a break.
And while we're in the break, I'm going to come over there and kill you. Just saying. The In Wheel Time Car Show streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts are available from your favorite podcast provider. In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after this quick break.
It's a very special Christmas Tailpipes and Tacos Car Cruise In, Saturday, December 18th at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy. Bring a toy for Star of Hope and have breakfast on us. Tailpipes and Tacos will award trophies for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. It's the Great Christmas Cruise In on Saturday, December 18th, so make plans now. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise in, and this one brings it all together for Star of Hope in a Toys for Breakfast Christmas special. Bring a toy and get a free Loopy Tortilla breakfast, plus trophies for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Get your ride ready for a very special Christmas cruise in Loopy style. It's Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, December 18th, 8 to 11 a.m. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Let's celebrate the Christmas season together at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Toys for a free Loopy breakfast, Saturday, December 18th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting. If you're in charge of your company's small, medium, or large business anywhere in the U.S., let the On Hold Company help you retain customers and promote your business on your telephone system. Promote special sales or company info when placed on hold. The On Hold Company provides custom on-hold messages with professional male or female voices, licensed background music with no long-term contract, no monthly recurring bill, and updates your messages as needed. Call the On Hold Company at 713-223-HOLD or go to onhold.net. Is your business or company looking to stand out in a crowded advertising market? Looking to reach the real auto enthusiast? Well, you found it. You're listening or watching In Wheel Time, and so are your fellow enthusiasts. The In Wheel Time Car Show now reaches 500,000, and we can put together a marketing plan that will engage them in your product, business, or service. To get the tires rolling, just shoot us an email to our marketing director, Jeff Zekin. His address is jeff@inwheeltime.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.